What's up, minions? Today we're answering a question that we got I got it by email, I guess. So the question was, how do you learn to solve problems? How do you learn to solve problems? How do you become a problem solver? And that is something that I don't know that we've really talked about on the channel before, so I thought we'd make a video about it and have a go and see what we come up with. If that's something you're interested in, stick around. Hey minions, if you're new to the channel and you like what I have to say, then be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a video. Only do this if you like what I have to say and if you want to hear more about freelancing, entrepreneurship, and personal world domination. For those who don't know me, I'm Lex DeVille, and on this channel we help people escape corporate prison. What the hell is a prison? We help people escape corporate prison and build a freelance empire. We talk about freelance writing, freelance tips and advice and stuff like that. If you're new, consider subscribing. Click the notification bell so you never miss a video. This video is about problem solving. How do you become a problem solver? But before we get into that, the very first thing I want to say is, if you have been wondering about my training, I pulled my Udemy courses the other day. I only have a few Udemy courses left, and they're not the freelance ones for the most part, not the Upwork ones. And now we have a workshop coming out called Leveraging Credibility. Enrollment is open right now. Early bird enrollment is open right now. It's the lowest price that this workshop is going to be. It has limited seating and it is only open for a limited time. So that's down in the description. If you want to check that out, click the link, swing by, see what it's all about. We're talking about, we're going to bring your credibility together. Even if you're not a credible person, I will show you how to leverage the power of credibility to build authority so that you can attract freelance clients, intrigue them, and close them for highest rates. That's what that workshop is all about. That's coming up very shortly, but it's open for enrollment right now for early bird. So make sure you check that out. You don't want to miss it. The early bird enrollment is it's got a deadline. It's only going to be open, I think, until like another day. So it's already been open about a day. We've already got people enrolling. So time's running out. Go check that out. How do you learn to solve problems? It's kind of a weird question for me to answer because I haven't really thought about how I solve problems or how I learned to solve problems in a long time. Whenever I was growing up as a kid, I didn't really think of myself as a problem solver. It wasn't like, I don't even really remember running into huge problems that needed solved. Somewhere along the way, I think maybe it was when I joined the military and going through military training and stuff that I started having to really figure shit out for myself. Because when I left for the military, up until that point, I'd lived with my family, I'd had people around me, I'd always had solutions for problems. And then once I went off into the military and basic training and all that, I was on my own. I mean, I was in this whole new place, I was with a bunch of new people, and everybody was kind of out for themselves for a long time, and at least it felt like a long time until we came together. But during my time in the military, I went overseas, I lived in Germany, I had to figure all sorts of stuff out just on my own. I was on my own a lot. I spent months and months and months just by myself, and I would have to find ways to occupy my own time and just, like, how do I do this thing? Basically, how do I do this? If I land in Germany and I need to get from the airport to my duty station, how do I do that? I mean, it's a natural question that pops up. How do I do that? What do I do? Who do I talk to? Really, it's about questions. The answer to how do you solve problems, it comes down to the questions you ask. And most people ask why, which is the wrong question to ask. And it's the wrong question to ask because why doesn't solve problems, it only creates them. When you're asking why, you are creating problems for yourself. So if let's say a freelance client, I want to relate this in terms of freelancing. If a freelance client has a problem that they need you to solve, maybe they want you to write a sales page, but you've never written a sales page before. You could ask, why are they asking me to do this? Why? Why is this happening to me? Why have I been tasked with this? None of these lead to solutions for you. They all just lead to more problems in terms of you feeling in a negative way about doing this task, or feeling negative about the client for assigning this thing to you, or feeling like you don't like the client because they did this thing to you. It's a victim mindset, really. The why question opens up a lot of doorways to victimization. And So I avoid that question a lot of the time. I don't ask why very often because it has just not been something that's really helped me. If I was trying to find out how to get to my duty station from the airport in Germany whenever I don't speak German and I say, why is this happening to me? Why did I have to get stuck with this place? None of those things help me in any way, shape, or form. They just keep me stuck. So I have to ask, how? How can I get to my duty station? That's a much better question. How? And the how question starts things in your mind, little cogs, little wheels in your mind turning. You have to say, when you say how, you have to figure out what are the options? What are the possible options I have? So to create the how, you have to turn to what. What are the possible options that I have to create solutions for this? How can I write a sales page for this client? If I don't know how to write a sales page, how can I do that? And once I ask that how question, I think, what do I need to know? Where could I turn? Where could I turn to? Where can I find other similar sales pages? Who might be able to help me? So it all starts with the how question for me. How can I make this happen? How do I do this? How do I overcome this problem? And then I get into the what, where, whom, who can I ask, things like that. So really, I guess problem solving, if you want to be a good problem solver, if you want to learn how to be a great problem solver, you have to learn to be someone who avoids asking the why question whenever you run into a problem, whenever you are faced with a problem. You need to be somebody who learns to ask, how can I overcome this, so that you can get to the what can I do, what steps do I need to take, where can I go to get answers, or who can I ask for help. And that's pretty much it. I think that's how I solve problems. I always start with the how, and then I ask what or where or who, and then I start taking action in those directions. If I need to learn how to write a sales page, then I might look at other sales pages. And if I need to learn something that I don't know about a sales page, I might turn to an inexpensive course, or I might ask somebody who might know or might have that information, or I might watch some YouTube videos to see if those could help me find the answers I'm looking for. Clients are going to ask you for a lot of weird stuff. They're going to ask you for a lot of things that you are not necessarily expecting to be hit up with, and you are going to have to be the kind of person who doesn't say, no, I can't do that. Because that's also an answer. You can't just say, no, I'm not. I mean, you can. That is an option. You can say, no, I'm not going to do that. But if you do that, then you are going to find that you don't make very much money as a freelancer. So if you want to make a lot of money, you always, whenever you get asked something, even if you don't know it, start with a yes. And this is just how I do things, I guess, but people ask me for things all the time that I don't do that often. If somebody asks me for a white paper, can you write a white paper for us? Yes, I can. I don't do that very often, but yes, I will make it happen. And then you have to commit to being somebody who makes these things happen. So that's a little bit beyond problem solving probably, but it's still part of it, because this is really what this question is getting at. How do you solve problems for freelance clients? How do you become a problem solver so that you can move forward, so that you don't get stuck? So freelance client asks you something, can you do this? You say yes I can, and then you become the kind of person who commits to making it happen no matter what. And then once you've made that commitment to make something happen, then you say, how do I make this happen? That starts your cogs turning, and then you can say, how do I do this? What is the next step? What are the steps that I have to take to make this thing come to life? Where can I get help, or where can I get resources? What resources do I need? And who might know more about this that can help me out? Who might be able to open the gateways or the doorways for me to solve this problem? And then what steps am I going to take immediately so that I can get this thing rolling and make this happen for my clients? I think that pretty much wraps it up. It just, always accept with a yes answer, commit to making it happen, and then ask that how question, and let that how question open the doors into the what, who, and where questions, and forget the why question. You don't really need the why question. There's not a whole lot of good stuff that comes from asking why, unless you're a philosopher, in which case you may not be suited for freelancing, because I don't know too many freelance philosophers. think that about wraps it up for this one, you guys. Come down and join us in the Discord. I'll put the link for that in the description. Remember that Leveraging Credibility Workshop early bird enrollment is now open. The clock on that is ticking down. It's got about a day left, and we've only got so many seats for it because I am giving my personal time to help you find your credibility, to gain some credibility, and to wrap all of these things into expert statements so that you can use them to attract, intrigue, and close the best clients on the planet. If that's something you're interested in, you will definitely want to check that out in the description. And if you have any questions for me, put them in a comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Lex DeVille. I will see you next time.